release. My love has got.
It's the evening of the 8th of January, and I'm here at Main Street, Kingscourt. They're threatening minus 5 degrees tonight. I think minus 3 be about the best you're going to get, the lowest you're going to get. All's well with me anyway, and antifreeze in and water brought to cattle and everything done like that, so it's good. Anyone that has livestock, make sure they get a drink. You can use a power transfer box to carry water to them, no problem at all. Now, the thing is, I'm just after listening to Sinéad O'Connor there on the radio as I just came in. I forgot to get cat food, and I'm going away for a few hours and I need to feed the cat, so I just want to get a bit of cat food. So in any event, just listen to Sinéad O'Connor singing Nothing Compares to You on that programme there. It's I'll just see what it is now. It's it's classic, must be classic radio. It's an Irish station anyway, from Dublin. But the thing that strikes me about Sinéad, I have to say I always liked her, but she was a bit mad, of course. That's no fault to her. We're all a bit mad. But she was an excellent singer. She had a beautiful voice. And in that song, Nothing Compares to You, it comes out. But the other thing about her is the absolutely perfect diction. It's very rare to hear a person speaking as clearly and singing as clearly. And I believe a lot of people hear songs and they don't get the words of them at all. They do not catch the words. I'd say most of people listening to the Rolling Stones long ago didn't have a clue what they were saying. They didn't actually know the words, and they didn't certainly know the meaning of the words. Brown sugar was either meant to be a coloured woman, which he had a notion of, or drugs, heroin, which is brown in colour. I know that from a previous life. But in any event, a lot of songs are not legible. I'd just like to know what you think. And when I started to go to the cinema long ago, I had to listen terribly carefully to catch the words. And one of the reasons I liked the spaghetti westerns a lot was that you could hear the words. You could hear the words very clear. You could hear Tuco and Clint Eastwood and Colonel Mortimer very, very clear. And you could hear all the baddies clear as well. I wonder, do you find it an issue? Some songs are absolutely terrible. You couldn't make them out at all. The Boomtown Rats, mind you, were fairly good. Geldof, even though I haven't much time for him, Bob Geldof, but the Boomtown Rats were clear enough. Police and Priests, quite good. In ordinary talking, an awful lot of people can't talk clearly. And my God Almighty, in Appalachia, in America, in West Virginia, in northern Kentucky, where it touches West Virginia, and even Virginia, you couldn't make them out at all. Their mouths are full loaded with marbles. And the men are the worst. Oh, it's an unbelievable accent. How they can speak to each other, I don't know. I think the reason is they only have a very narrow range of vocabulary. They only have about 200 words altogether, and that does them. I think that's the reason. It's unbelievable stuff. But it's the English language, like. And the Native Americans are as bad. I was talking to them, and they have the same brogue, as the same old twang as the settler crowd. Anyway, I have to hand it to Sinéad. Of all of the singers, I think she had the best diction. I'm a bit of a stickler for it. I had great diction myself. It was remarked several times, but then the teeth started going absent without leave. And that took it away a bit. That causes a bit of a lisp, but I get them done. But I have a lot of good friends who have bad way of speaking, and a lot of people have bad way of speaking. A lot of the youngsters now, you couldn't make head or tail. I don't know. It's just don't want to put the effort into it. And I sometimes, if I'm down in the pub or something, people might be talking. I just quit talking to them. I just quit. And sometimes on the phone I say, I'm not talking to you anymore. I can't understand the bloody words you're saying. And sometimes, say that again. What? The cat was in the mire. What? The dog was in the head, and the dog was in the head, and he came out, and and I said, will you cop on, and what are you saying? Well, you're talking bloody English or Irish or whatever you're at. And this happens a lot with me. A lot of people can't speak clearly. I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. Anyway, it's nice to be fairly precise in the few words. It's nice to have the gift of speech and to use it fairly well. It's a matter. There's a thing called the lazy mouth. A woman was telling me that people can acquire the lazy mouth. I know an awful lot of people who have lazy arms and legs that wouldn't work on batteries. Anyway, comment underneath. Let me have your views, please, on the subject of diction and the speaking clearly and precisely. Maybe you could call me an old Victor Contrary mildew, but most of the people in shops are quite good. The shop girls and boys have to be fairly good because they wouldn't get by with it. Then you want to go listen to some of the auctioneers. They have a thing called a cant as they're selling stuff. They use a kind of a song, and it can be very hard to pick up what they're saying. But you do get in on it. You do get used to it. In some cattle marts, the loudspeakers are badly placed, and there are spots when you can't hear properly because the wavelengths are coming in. They're cancelling each other out. And when you move to a different spot, you can hear perfectly. And if you go online, that's one thing with the new cattle mart procedure now, where you can bid online and sell online. You can hear the auctioneer perfectly when it's online, and you can't hear them on the in where they are. Anyway, enough said. Comment underneath, say good, bad or indifferent. Or you can tell me I'm a contrary, I'll lead you if you want to. I don't mind. Good luck. I'll see you back. Thanks.